So I want you to imagine, if you can, that this white thing is something like a Filmzilla all-rounder, the plastic fermentation tanks with this kind of closure that requires you, if you want to do dry hopping and you're not into dangling bags of hops inside from magnets, it requires you to take the lid off physically to put the hops in. I understand that that can be quite a difficult operation sometimes, so I've come up with a way of doing that where you can preload the hops into the fermentation vessel once it's been filled up with the wort and the yeast added, close it all off, and then you can add the hops subsequently without actually having to open the lid. So let's have a look. So you take the lid off first, just so you understand. I've taken the seals off of the lids to make it easier for me to take off and on. And there's the simulated float pipe from the top. And first thing we need to do is to fit a adapter ring, which is just a threaded ring. It's got 6 bolts in it so that we can attach the gadget. So then we've got an extended body for carrying the dry hopper, and that's got a similar seal arrangement to the cap, so it's got an O-ring groove there which seals inside that your all-rounder, and then it's got a screw thread at the top which will allow the standard cap nut to fit on there. So that goes on there, and then that's bolted down. Okay, so that's got that held in place and sealed to the all-rounder. Then we come to the actual hop tank. This is basically, as you can see, an inverted cone hopper, which has got a couple of trapdoors at the bottom to allow the hops to drop, and they're held closed with this latch here. It's got a little magnet at the top that holds it closed and then releases it when you want it to. So to hold that in that position, got a little wedge that fits in there. And because hops can, when they get a little bit damp, they can stain things, I've made up a little liner from kitchen baking sheet, a silicone sheet that you can use for baking cakes on, non-stick. So just line the inside of the hopper with that. Again, it just stops, two things, stops the hops from sticking to the wall, and also hopefully will stop them from staining. So we're ready to load up now. That's going to have the hops put into it. It'll be held closed by the little wedge. This is our all-rounder. We've got our float, which we mustn't forget to put in. So that goes in, and that can just be put to one side. And then the hopper with the hops can be put in place. There are grooves inside here so that this can only be fitted one way round, and that's so that the magnet is opposite this little pocket here for the actuator. So this is quite a snug fit inside. So that all goes in. There we go. We can then fit the little actuator magnet, which has got an off on one side and an on. You can see that. Get the shadow so it's right. There you go. So it's got an on the other side. So that's when it's on. That's basically holding the latch closed. That can be removed, and then the lid can be fitted, and then that's screwed in place. There you go. So that's it. That'll now ferment away, and then when it's time to release the hops, I'll take the bottom off so you can see the action shot. So when you want to take the hops off, release the hops, take the magnet out, and hey presto, it goes out. So there you have it. The Brewery all-rounder dry hopper.